We're live. Welcome back, gentlemen. Another year. It was a good one last year. Dynasty Best Ball. Excuse me. It's fun. I enjoyed it. Had a good time with you guys. I wish I could say I was having a good time this year. Before I get into, well, let's do a draft recap. See what happened. Um, Draft results. I got a bone to pick with some of this league. Nothing shocking out of the first three. Bijan, JSN, Gibbs. Bryce Young, 104 is shocking. This is a 1 QB league. You can only start one, so they are not that valuable, but that's fine. QJ, Addison, Flowers, had a lot of picks. CJ Stroud, okay, another quarterback. Zach Charbonnet, upside pick. Anthony Richardson, another quarterback. Devon Achane, Dolphins, up and comer. Kincaid, good pick. Meyer, Sam Laporta, Josh Downs, I picked him. I regret it. Kendre Miller, Marvin Mims. I should have taken Marvin Mims. I like him a lot. Nothing else really that surprising here. I did think when I was doing this, I was like, oh, in my second round, I'll reach on some of these quarterbacks. I didn't have the chance, which is fine. Will Levis went in the fourth round, which is way too early for someone who eats bananas with the skin on. Not super exciting, but I want to talk about how hard it is to trade with you bastards. I have made the most egregious offers of my life in this league. Like, offers I would never dream of making in another league. I have assets to burn. I know that. I offered on Justin Jefferson. I'm putting these live in a trade calculator right now just so we can see that I'm not lowballing anyone. I'm making strong offers. I offered Drake London, Treylon Burks, a first, and Kendre Miller, which is a value of $15,000 for Justin Jefferson to $22,000 for the package. Okay. That's a lot. Then I tried to get Jamar Chase, a lot of back and forth. Ended up going to London Burks, a 24 first and a 25 first. That's 23,000 to 15,000 for Jamar Chase. And who was it? Sorry, I like when you put your real names for your team name. I don't like not knowing who you guys are. Panda Tux, James, is that you? That was a lot. And then he wanted an early first and another 24 first instead of those picks. And that would have been 25,000. It didn't really change the metric that much, but it changed my heart. And it hurt my heart. Um, and I said, hey guys, I'm willing to overpay, which I was by 7,000 points. Keep trade cuts, not everything, but it's decent. Zach Guile was like, Tyreek Hill. I'm like, okay, an older player with upside. He's like, give me Garrett Wilson and Drake London. 7,000 to 15,000. A fool. And then I reached down. I was like, I don't even want an old guy. Keenan Allen is 31. He's the wide receiver 38 in Dynasty ranked. I think he'll have a good year. I do believe that. I went to target him. I'm not going to say, oh, he sucks. He's good. But he's 31. Julio fell off at 30. Andre Johnson, 31. I'm trying to think of the Dynasty greats of Odell. Way earlier than that, but that was injuries. I was willing to pay a 25 first, which is a massive overpay for a guy who may not be playing. Not massive. It's 4,000 to 5,000. But for a 31-year-old receiver in Dynasty, you don't get offered firsts for them a lot. I've been playing this 5-6 years now. This was dear old Joshua, my arch nemesis. What did he ask for in return? He said, you said you were willing to overpay. People thought I was willing to do picks and a young guy to get a better player. I wasn't willing to trade good players and a lot of them for one good player. How does that make sense? I thought that. Sorry. What did he want? He wanted Chris Olave. and a first rounder. Olave, who scored very similarly, who's going as the wide receiver 12 this year in redraft. That's 4,000 to 13,000. That's a lot. And then what did he ask for after that? Oh, no, before that, he asked for Addison, Burks, and a first, which would be how much? 17,000 to 4,000. You're willing to overpay. I'm furious. I've decided not to trade. Not doing it. I'm going to hold all these firsts. I have 4 of them over the next 2 years. I have every young wide receiver who exists. I probably can't win that way. I know I can't win that way. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to hold them. I'm going to be bad. I'm going to pay my dues. I'm not giving you guys these players. I've been disrespected and dishonored. I've been triggered. I don't use that word lightly. I'm not a blue-haired liberal. I was triggered. Zach's argument was that I got Olave for cheap, so I should overpay to him. A good argument. He sent me, we traded last year, I traded Michael Gallup and David Njoku for Chris Olave. He offered it to me, and he blames me for taking it, which is fair. All right. Let's do a little tier breakdown. The reigning champ, hard to argue he's not up there. He is. I think him and Guile are kind of in a tier, and I think I'd put Frankie in that tier. The 3 of them. Josh Grant, Frankie, and Guile. Josh Grant, Mahomes, McCaffrey, Adams, Smith, Hawk, Judy, McLaurin, dogs. Lots of them. I've also been kind of, because we have, how many flex spots do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flex. 7 flex spots, 2 receivers, 2 running backs. 11 spots, non-tight end spots. I've been going by your 5 last flex spots and seeing what their kind of projections are. So Grant goes from like 13 to 11 to 13, which is a good range. And then on his bench, very shallow bench, 8-point guy, 6-point guy, a lot of 6s, but strong starting lineup. Guile, similar kind of thing. He has Eckler, Henry, Hurts, Tyreek, Kupp, Kelsey. He's 11 to 12 points. My child's coming out of her room. His bench, he's got a lot of 8-point guys. 8, 9. That's strong. That's good in a bench because a lot of these guys, like Amari Cooper was the wide receiver 10 last year. He had more weeks outside of the top 30 than he did in the top 5, top 10. So you need those guys to kind of fill in. Let's go to Mr. Spinoza. Go back to your room. And she's got a cough. I'm going to get COVID again. It's fake. Pollard, Mixon, JJ, AJ Brown, Goddard, Jacobs, who's retired basically, Deontay, solid group. It goes from 10 to 11 points, very solid. Bench, he's got a bunch of 9. He's got 2 9-pointers, a couple 8s, solid bench. So those I would say are the top 3. Say hello. Hello. All right. So after those guys, where do we go?
I don't know.
Good to know. I think in the next tier, you'd probably have me, Panda Tux, so James.
Or Panda.
Can't argue with that. Daniel could be in that first tier.
Yes.
No? Ugh, slam. His last 5 spots are 8 to 13 points, which is a little lower range.
And that is 100 points.
Thank you. All right. Let Daddy finish this. Then we'll play Hungry Hippos. A couple 7, 8-point guys on the bench, solid. Probably not as many high-end guys, but still good high-end guys. He's right on that French from 2 to 1. I think me, Panda Tux, James, and I'd put Daniel in that tier with us. James, Cook, Herbert, Chase, Diggs, solid. Debo, Watson, Hollywood, solid. His flex starts to dip down, 6 points to 11 points. And then the bench is the highest non-quarterback on the bench is 5 points, which is tough. It's tough to win that way. Myself, I've got a lot of young guys: Gibbs, Stevenson, Wilson, Higgins, Andrews, Olave.
These are all I drawn.
Cool. Definitely not ready to win right now, but I've got the assets. I've got 10 to 11 points in that flex. And then I have a lot of 10 and 9 pointers on the bench. Guys like Javante that could come up. So I could, if my young guys take a step, I'll take a step up. But they could also flail, and then I will bomb. I went over Daniel. And then I think there's like 2 bottom tiers.
What?
Yep. I think Joey,
And
Luke, and Joshua are in that 3rd tier.
No, that's from the Bible saying kindergarten.
Okay. Joey, Bijan, Burrow, Najee, Ridley. He's weak at wide receiver.
Those
Brees
are
Hall.
training names.
Thank you. But the flex is weak. 7 to 9. A lot of 7s and 6s on the bench. That's tough. You can. Joshua, Chubb Taylor, CD, solid. Keenan, solid. Schultz, I think he'll be okay. Hopkins, Pierce, and then he has 6 to 9 points in that flex. And then non-quarterback on the bench, his highest is 6. So he's got a depth problem. Why wouldn't you take a 25 first, Joshua? Why would you insult me? And then we've got the picket fence, Joe South, the lowest projected team in the league. Not gonna lie, it's bleak. Anthony Richardson, upside. Gibson, Pacheco, Amon-Ra, who I tried to trade for, but understandably he shot me down. Ayuk.
I got
Hmm?
Puppy's
Oh,
friend's mom is named Ayuk.
Puppy's friend. Her stuffed animal.
No, Puppy's friend's mom is
Okay.
named.
All right. We're 7 to 8 in the flex, and 7s on the bench. Just no high end. Like you got to go to his highest flex player is a 9 pointer, which is tough. Tough to win that way. But it's Dynasty. We're all learning. We're all figuring out. I'm excited to be back. I'm mad at all of you. Give me the players I want. Yeah, not happy. Be better. Tell them to be better.
Be better.
Thank you. All right. Have a good day, everyone.